Yes, I can do that off camera. I can also do it on camera. Mercy. Okay. So, welcome back. Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with these readings to step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you. So, we're here to work on Capricorn male, Virgo male. We got Gemini female and Aquarius female. I'm hoping to get through those 4. Let's see what actually happens. So first, Capricorn male. Let's find out how these people wronged you or how this person wronged you. And what was their karma? So that you know that God is working. God has been giving us gifts. And we don't know about it. And that's why I'm here to tell you. So that the world can see that yes, God does punish the wicked when they fight against those who do not fight against them. But God fights in his own way. Okay? So, let's find out how they offended you or in what area. Yeah, not how they offended you. That's going to give me high blood pressure. In what area did they offend you? And yeah, what their punishment was, what their karma was. So, how did this person or people offend you? Capricorn males. That's what I'm marking on there. Yeah. Capricorn male. So, how they offended Capricorn males is in here. What was their punishment? Sorry. Right here in the backyard. Jump. People been giving God a bad reputation, defaming God's character for so long, making us think that the wicked don't get punished because they walk around with their faces all bright and shiny. They don't show the pain, they don't show the discomfort, they don't show the disappointment. So we tend to live with the belief that there is no God. Why would God allow this kind of injustice? How many times have you heard people say that? People be like, life is so unfair. Is it? It's not. It's because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but we give God thanks for the opportunity to take a look behind the scenes to see exactly how life does work. Because you see, when it comes to taking things to court, to God's court, you can't expect to sue somebody for money or, in a nutshell, do it the way that it's done in the courts of the land. You see, God's realm operates differently, okay? And if you go back and you watch the different signs, in what area they were offended and how God punished the person, you see exactly how God works when God is trying to bring justice. Because at the end of the day, someone may wrong us and we want revenge, we want justice, naturally so. But you see, the problem with us seeking our own justice is sometimes the punishment doesn't fit the crime, be it less than the crime committed against us or more than the crime committed against us. And in either way, it's still an imbalance. So the best person really to seek justice for us is the heavens, the universe, God, you know? So I'm not saying in every situation don't do anything about it, but if you overstep and issue out more punishment than fit the crime, then you become an offender. You see, and that's no good either, because now you open yourself up to getting your ass whipped by the person or the universe. So I'm not saying not to handle any of your battles, but it's a very delicate matter. And as you can see, God takes care of it, because in these readings, the person offended had nothing to do with the punishment that the offender received. So God does handle our dirty work for us in a very just manner. Okay? And sometimes as we do things to us to offend us, and we might do something to them to offend them, and it's like it's fruitless because they don't even care about that. Because, for example, somebody might be a trafficker and they steal your child, they kidnap your child and whatnot. Now you go back and kidnap their child, not knowing that they don't even care about that child. So you kidnapping that child, that's not affecting them in any way. You're doing them a favor, actually, because they never really like the child. But how are you to know that? But you see, when God does it, God knows exactly where to hit them that it hurts. You see? So life is like that. So Capricorn males, let's see. So this is the self-care deck I've been guided to get the information on where they offended you, or get some details on how you were offended by this person or people. Just so go to bed on time. That wanted to pop out. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Reacquaint yourself with one of your creative pastimes. I don't know how that ties into everything, but we'll find out in a moment, probably. Right here in the backyard, jam. Bum 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 badum bum 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 badum bum 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 badum bum 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 badum. Ding 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 bum 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 ding 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 ding. I am music, okay? Can't help it. Some people just got it and some people don't. You know, some of my goofiness is not for show. Like what I did just now. It helps to stretch the back of my neck here. Blow. Balances my body, you know. It looked goofy, but that wasn't for show. That was for self-care. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Dipping down the road with me own woman. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We got practice positive affirmations. So you've had to really like talk to yourself and talk down yourself, like stand down type vibe. Like don't release the beast, you know, or don't be devoured by your own beast as well. You know what I don't have? My lotion pot. Don't look at my booty, okay? My pants are falling down. Okay, you can look at my booty. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. What color are my panties? It's gray! No. Listen, yeah. Life is what you make it. You make it boring, it's gonna be boring. Okay, so that was like 4 cards that fell out. Okay, so we got go through some old photos filled with beautiful memories. And then we have construct a beautiful memory photo album. Interesting. And then we have make yourself a smoothie. And then we have soak your feet in some warm soapy water and relax. So like I said, you've had to like talk yourself down. Whatever this is that you were put through, you had to actually like woosah, like me, like tell yourself like calm down, like don't make a move, just be still. It's cool. Keep calm. So, but we got old photos filled with beautiful memories. And then we got construct a beautiful memory photo album. So it's like these are beautiful things from the past. Then we got make yourself a smoothie. So smoothing something over. Things were good. And then we got soak your feet in warm soapy water and relax. So the feet talk about your journey, movement forward. There's a need for you to relax. What kind of crime is this? So you shared beautiful memories with someone in the past, or someone gave you beautiful memories. Things were good with the smoothie energy here. And then we got soak your feet in warm soapy water and relax. That's a need to like calm down, a need to calm yourself. So if things were going smooth, then why is there now a need for you to calm yourself? It's like something's missing in between there. Something's missing in between these two. In between make things being smooth and you having to soak your feet. Let's look at the bottom of the deck, see what's there. Have a listen to 2 different types of music you wouldn't normally listen to. So that is talking about like stepping out of your comfort zone. Have a listen to 2 different types of music that you wouldn't normally listen to. So it's getting involved in things that you normally wouldn't. So there's like a 2 different forces here. Okay, let's see what comes next. Eat a solid breakfast. So that energy, so there's a difference there, but then we have the solid breakfast. So like start off things right. And what else we got? Play a game with your kids, siblings, parents, grandparents, or whoever this is. So instead of starting off things right, games were played. And that's what's missing between there, because things were going smooth. It started off right. Okay. Although there were differences of maybe philosophies and stuff like that. So you and this person come from 2 different walks of life. You and this group, whatever. They don't share your values. Okay. They don't live the lifestyle like you live, right? And things were smooth though, even though you're so different. And then all of a sudden shit just, it's like collapse. Now you have to soak your feet in warm soapy water and relax. The underlying issue says listen to 2 different types of music. So it's like hearing the 2 sides of the story. So it's like there's a need for you to listen to yourself, get to know yourself, what you believe in. But there was also a need for you to get to know the other party's way of thinking and way of being. That would make the interaction solid. Okay, you understand where each other's coming from. But instead of doing that, what happened was games were played. Play a game with your kids, siblings, parents, grandparents, or whoever. Somebody played a game with you instead. I see we got make yourself a milkshake. So milkshake is still talking about staying solid. Because a milkshake is something that you'll have when you can't really eat a solid meal. It's still being able to eat a solid meal without having to eat a solid meal. Okay, because it has nuts and um uh it basically has protein and calcium and stuff in there. And then after that we got take a power nap. So there's a need to relax again. It's like something that this person was stressing you, playing with you. So it's like whatever the milkshake energy is, you thought it was solid, but it's making you tired. Then we got try something fun and or new. So there's that difference again, talking about the other person, something that you're not really used to getting involved with. And then we got write down 4 things you're grateful for. So that's looking at the positive side of the situation. And enjoy a soothing cup of tea made from real leaves or fruit. So there's a need to freaking relax again. So this situation was stressing you, but it's like you kept on trying to see it from a positive perspective rather than seeing it for what it truly is. So it's like playing games. This person is playing with your feelings in that they make you feel like everything is okay, but then they just pull the rug from under you and make you fall flat on your ass without you even realizing that's what they're doing. And you keep seeing the situation as a positive thing rather than seeing it for what it is. Let's see, we got have a browse through a bookstore or library. So that's taking a closer look at the situation. And then we have clean up a room. It's like clean out the mess. There's something not right in the situation. Once you take a look, and then we have the drink water. So that's the uh self-love energy, water, emotions, love. Yeah, listen to a nature sound video on undisturbed, so by yourself. So that's you calming yourself and self-love. Okay, I got it now. And then we got communicate with your creator in your own kind of way. God is like, bring it to me, bring it to me. I got this. Let me help you. Yeah, help someone who is in need. God is like, yeah, let me help you. It's all right. We're gonna fix it. So let's see what God did to this person for playing with your feelings and your emotions and your life and your time and your resources. Like this Capricorn male. This person is a great pretender. Create all these beautiful memories, but yet still there's something not quite right in the energy. Like, why do I feel so drained if I'm surrounded by all this love, and good times and shit? It's because they were playing with you. So let's see what God did to them. Yeah, loss of stability wanted to pop out. That's exactly what they were doing to you. They were trying to make you lose your stability. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Loss of bladder control. So my bladder control, I got a loss of bowel control card, but the bladder control talk about they're offenses, but they're not like major offenses. When it says loss of bowel control, that's them being a major asshole. Okay. So whatever they were doing to you, they were like small crimes, but it hurt nonetheless. It was affecting you in a negative way. It was stressing you out. This could be things like playing with your emotions, uh, like doing things to make you jealous, doing things to make you uh lack focus, like you're always thinking about them and what they're up to, or wondering, well, what the hell is really going on, or maybe they were even putting stuff in your food making you feel slightly ill and stuff like that, you know. Maybe they were going around and trying to ruin your reputation by telling lies on you. Embarrassing secrets, you know, those kind of crimes. Things that always play with your confidence and your focus. Things that make you feel less than. Loss of loyalty. Why did I just hear Zimmerman? Anywho, at the bottom of the deck, we got loss of rights. So somebody lost their rights. That's where you started to spend more time alone, listening to nature sounds and just finding ways to, in whatever, however you do it, just finding ways to calm yourself and bring yourself the peace of mind that you know that you deserve. It's like, since I can't be at peace with you, I'm just spend more time by myself and less time with you, so that I have more mental clarity and stability, and I feel better within myself about myself, because I don't like how this is going with you. You're not treating me right. And before I have to do something that's going to put me in jail, yeah, it's better I just stay away from you. Like I just heard someone ask, why is help someone who is in need in a self-care deck? That's definitely for those who tend to give their attention and their energy and their resources to themselves. Those are people, because there's nothing wrong with being in your selfish energy. There's a time to be selfish and there's a time to be selfless. So that card is for people who spend too much time being selfish. It's great to balance the scales by doing something selfless. And equally so, those who like to give all their love and time and energy just trying to make the world a better place, these people often neglect themselves. So they would get the card in the reverse. Instead of helping someone else in need, it will be time to like give to yourself. Okay, yourself feeling neglected right now. Yourself need your love right now. That's why I have a help someone who is in need card in the self-care deck. Woo. So their punishment was to lose the family. So whoever this is, it could be somebody, it could be like a baby mama, it could be a sibling or something like that. Okay, but their punishment was to lose their family. And then we got loss of intelligence. So not only did they lose the family structure, they don't know anything about your business anymore. So you basically cut them off. Or God is creating a scenario where they're cut off from you, whether you want it or not. So this person isn't allowed to be in your life, and they're not allowed to know anything about you either. That's their punishment, and that hurt them. So it's like, if you're treating Capricorn like shit, then why are you hurt? Is it because you can't get to treat Capricorn like shit anymore? Or did you actually love Capricorn, and instead of expressing that love, you were just being a jackass? Inquiring minds want to know. So anyway, the underlying issue in this case is a loss of rights. So now, yeah, they have no rights to you anymore. A loss of status. Their title have changed. So whether it was brother, sister, baby, mama, wife, or whatever, auntie, grandma, whoever this is, they've lost their status in your life. So we got loss of property as well. A loss of cognition. And loss of authority. They don't get to speak over your life. They don't get to speak in your life. They don't get to help make decisions for you anymore. Because they tried to take yours. They tried to mess with your mind. They tried to make you afraid to make serious decisions over your own life. They probably tried to take your stuff, some kind of property, maybe house, maybe your clothes, your shoes, your watch, your car, okay, your land, whatever. They tried to take something, and they tried, yeah, loss of status. They tried to make you feel less than. This person tried to take your power away, and that's why now they're no longer part of your family, and they no longer know anything about your life. That's their punishment, and that hurt them. Exactly why does that hurt? That's another reading in itself. So that's what I got for you, Capricorn male. So let us see who comes next. Where's my pen? Oh. Virgo male. So let's see, what did they do to you? How did they offend you, and what did God do for Clobbering Time? Yeah. Okay, yours is in here as well. I am a vocalist. If you were to ask me as a musician, what's my what instrument do I play? I play vocalist. I'm a vocalist, okay? I take pride. That's the only instrument I can play as a musician. Shit. I can do. I don't even want to say that because the minds of people are so dirty today. But yeah, I can do things with my mouth that have nothing to do with any of you, according to what your mind is thinking. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? You're thinking? You know, sucking dick is not the only thing that people do with their mouths. And most of y'all out there will certainly not be getting your dick sucked by me. So stop thinking it. Dance exercise, sex exercise, mouth exercise, neck exercise. No, it's not for you. I'm a one-man woman. My man is special. My man has special privileges that no one else has. At least not while he's having it. Maybe after he's gone. Okay. I mean, like, out of my life, not just step away for a holiday or something. Like, when we're done, what I do with my body and my mouth, it's my business. Shit. The fact that we're done means you don't get a say in what I do with all of this. That's what we're done means. So Virgo male, let's see. How did they offend you? Or in what area did they offend you? Woo-hoo. That's me staying young. Isn't it funny how if you want to maintain a youthful appearance, you just have to smile more? Ain't that crazy? And then they say, you know that those lines that come by your eye, they say that they come from smiling, but do they really? I don't think so. I think that they come from a lack of using the muscles here. You see, when the muscles are pumped up in the body, they spread the skin, and that's what gives your skin a youthful appearance. But when it's lazy, the skin shrivels, kind of like a grape being turned into a raisin type energy, you know. So if you would do like squint your eyes and just kind of activate the muscle, then you won't have such visible lines across here. Okay? And also here, wherever they come here. And the same thing for the neck and the chest. The fountain of youth is free, virtually free. And it's with you all the time. This is how I stay youthful looking. Okay? I am 45 years old with no friends and no family, so I don't really talk much except when I come on here. So I don't really exercise the muscles in my face. I don't really exercise my vocals or anything like that. But yet still, I managed to maintain my youthful appearance. How? It's because I do exercises. I don't wake up like this. If if I don't do my exercises. So I do my exercises and then I wake up like this. These are the things that the government and the people behind them get mad at me for saying, because it tampers with their money, you know, buying all these damn face creams with all these freaking chemicals in them that fucking plump the skin and do all type of stupid shit for a couple hours. And then they'll come out years later and say, have you been using such and such a product from for more than such and such a year? Studies show that it causes XYZ disease or cancer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we've seen this movie play out over and over again. We've seen this shit play out many times. It's like, when are we going to, you know what? It's we the people's fault for falling for this shit. It's our fault. Well, it's your fault. You allow them to take your brain and twist it up in a pretzel. No problem. I can't save everybody, okay? I can only teach you what I know. You could choose to believe me, you could choose to believe them. But at the end of the day, they've been getting a lot of money from you for years. So if you find the actual answer and they lose some money, shit, the tables have turned. That's what happened. So Virgo males, okay, we have a browse through a bookstore or a library. So gathering information. This is about information. Okay, so let's see how they offended you. Or in what we can learn about you being offended by this person. I'm not looking to go too deep. You too? So because these two cards came out in the reverse, let me just check them before I continue. Feels more correct like that. Okay. More piece like this. Okay, so they're meant to be in the upright. So the first card we have is have a listen to two different types of music you wouldn't normally listen to. So that's about listening to the two sides of a story, because the subject matter is you browsing through a bookstore or a library. It's like seeking information, you know what I'm saying? Getting to know the surroundings and stuff like that. So it's like you're being met with like two or more choices, and you're being asked to listen so that you could clean up. Okay, you can make the right decision. So you were being given information. You were being given information from more than one source, at least two sources. You've been getting information, and that information was meant to lead you to making good decisions. Because if you clean up a room, everything is in order, everything is clean. Okay, it smells good, it feels good. So you were supposed to create that beautiful environment from the information that you were given, right? Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Call or meet up with two friends or family members. Okay. Enjoy a soothing cup of tea made from real leaves or fruits. Okay, so they are meant to bring you comfort. Then we have make yourself a milkshake. So a need for more solid information. Let's read on. Give yourself a massage. Okay, so the information was kind of like it's giving you a headache. Reacquaint yourself with one of your creative pastimes. So now you have to look in the past. And then buy yourself some flowers. So you do have to keep calm and create that beautiful environment around yourself. So it's like the sources that you were getting the information from, they're like unreliable. It's like instead of telling you the truth, they were trying to soothe you with lies. So these friends or family members, co-workers, whoever they are, instead of telling you the truth, they were trying to soothe you with lies or trying to get you to see the story from their perspective, not necessarily giving you the truth. And it's like we got make yourself a milkshake, so that's a need for more solid, something more fortified. Okay, solid information. Then we got give yourself a massage. So whatever this is, it was actually stressing you out because it's like you can feel like somebody's playing with you. Then we got reacquaint yourself with one of your creative pastimes. And then we got buy yourself some flowers. So something or someone from your past. Reacquaint yourself with something or someone from your past. Then we got buy yourself some flowers. Let's dig some more. So if you buy yourself some flowers, you basically do something nice for yourself. And that comes from reacquainting yourself with one of your creative pastimes. Let's read on. Let's see what happens next. Create a personal self-care routine for yourself and put it somewhere you'll be sure to see it. Okay. And then we have a blank card. So there's a need for separation from these people because this person or people, because it's like you can't trust them to have your best interests at heart. Okay, so your creative pastime could be to spend more time with yourself, spend more time on your own projects, doing your own thing, spending less time with company. Yeah, we got practice Tai Chi after the silence. That's why it went silent, because you're by yourself. Okay, so practice Tai Chi. So that's like uh things that increase movements that increase your body's strength and health. Okay, but it's a gentle kind of exercise. It's not like dance exercise or lifting weights and shit like that. It's using your own body weight to heal yourself and strengthen itself. Okay, so and then we got do more research on a topic you have an interest in. So you had to go seek the information yourself. So it's like the information that they were giving you, you knew that they were talking shit to you. It's like they're supposed to be giving you information to help you to make good and correct decisions, but they were giving you what information they wanted to give you so that you can make the decision that they want you to make. And you had some inclination that that's what was happening. Your intuition was telling you that you can't trust these people, and you were right. So we got you doing more research. Then we got do something different with your hair. So the hair is the head, so do something different. Yeah, and then we got the masturbate card. So that talks about taking care of business for yourself. This don't have nothing to do with sex or anything like that, but masturbation is something that you do for yourself, by yourself. Okay, so it says, so basically whatever mission you're on, you're just gonna do what you have to do yourself, because it's better that way. Write down 4 things you're grateful for. You're grateful for seeing the bullshit, and you're grateful for the strength to get to do what you need to do for yourself. Then we got play a game with your kids, siblings, parents, all these people that are playing a game with you. So now you're about to flip the script and you're about to include God in it. So God steps in, communicate with your creator in your own kind of way. And then God is like, all right, calm down, chill. I got this. Listen to a nature sound or video undisturbed. Okay, so people supposed to be giving you information, truthful information that will help you to make the best decision in whatever situation this is. And instead of telling you the truth, they just keep lying to you. And you know that they're lying to you. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna just do it myself then. I know not to trust anything that's coming out your mouth. And I'm gonna find out the information myself. So let's see what these people's karma is for playing with your brain like this. Is it here? Yeah. Excuse me. Why do I shuffle? I'm cool. I can answer you. You want to know why I shuffle and then I still put all the cards down separately? It's because when I shuffle them, it aligns the cards more than if they were all mixed up. See, if they were all mixed up, I imagine I'd be picking from here, 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 here. But if I shuffle the cards to when I feel like the device telling me stop, then when I put them down, that's why I more pick them up in rows rather than skipping all over the place. There's a lot less more skipping all over the place when I'm picking up the cards. So shuffle first to align the cards somewhat, and then I put them down and they're more in order. Sometimes they're just a little bit twisted because I got magicians trying to throw my readings off and stuff like that. So God is throwing them off so they can't keep up with us. And that's why the shuffling and the whole preparation of the cards is done like this on this channel. And plus, when I shuffle them, they feel like it renews the energy, like it clean out the old energy from the last reading, as well as align the cards. There's method to the madness that God got me over here doing. All right. What are we doing? You know, for every person who works with cards like this, if you notice, we all have our own way of doing things. It's because, quite like your own personal badge number, if you were, say, a police person, or even, well, whatever professions use numbers, like your identification card, the way that you handle your cards is basically the equivalent of your badge number. So the universe recognizes you by your own unique way of doing things. The universe communicates with you in the way that you communicate. You understand? So it's best not to read. I mean, some things that other readers do, we can adopt it, but it's only if you have like, there's a connection that must be present before you go and adopt somebody else's style. It doesn't make sense to just adopt somebody else's style willy-nilly just because you like their vibe, or just because you don't know how to do it. Nah, it don't matter that you don't know how to do it. If you're working with the divine, if divine has called you to do this, divine is going to show you how it wants you to do it for in your own unique way. You understand? So never mind how other people interpret their cards. Never mind how other people shuffle their cards, how other people pull their cards. That has nothing to do with you. Some people, you may do things the same way as them, but some people you won't. And it doesn't mean that they're wrong or you're wrong. You are who you are. They are who they are. And it's important for you to be yourself, so the universe always recognize you. You see it? That's why it's kind of risky trying to read another reader's cards, because the way that they interpret their cards may be different to your interpretation of the cards. And if they're reading the cards, they're the doctor. You have to rely on them. You have to, if you don't have faith in them, then you don't need to be there watching their reading. But if you have faith in them, just know that if they see a car come out on a card and they tell you it's a doctor, it's a doctor. Do you understand? It's mysticism. You're not meant to be able to tap in. It's none of your, it's not yours. Do you understand? It's like, this is our own personal file with the universe. That's why they talk about accessing the Akashic records. No two people's stories are exactly the same. No two people's way of doing anything is exactly the same. The universe recognizes you when you're being yourself. The universe responds to you when you're being yourself. Nobody can walk in your shoes or try to be you and think that the universe is going to recognize them. First of all, we have different spirit, our different soul, our essence, the way that we smell spiritually is different to everybody else. It's just like a hound dog. Hound dog can track scents and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? If you pay attention to life, you'll see that there's a lot that you've been missing. Okay, there's too much to explain, so I'm gonna stop there for now. But that's why it's important to be yourself. You have to be confident in being yourself and doing things how you do them, because it works for you. Don't let anybody tell you how to do you, or else it throws you off alignment just like that. If somebody give you advice and it resonates with you, then you can let somebody tell you. You can let somebody speak into your life. But if somebody's speaking into your life and you don't connect to whatever they're saying, and you still carry out or give more power to their opinion and their advice than you give to the voice that's within you, then that's you being tricked out of alignment with the universe. Because the little voice inside you, that's the universe talking to you. So why are you going to let somebody else outside of you, why are you going to let their voice be louder than the universe talking to you within? You see, that's how you get thrown off alignment with the universe, and it basically takes you off the course to your destiny. You can get back on course, but it would call for you listening to the voice within you, trusting your own vibe, not allowing too many people or not allowing the wrong voices to get into you and dictate what decisions you make, what decisions you don't make, and stuff like that. Somebody needed to hear that. So yeah, you have to have confidence in being yourself. as long as you're not hurting anybody, unless they deserve it. I'm not I'm not answering any more questions right now. Maybe another time. I think Virgo might be angry at me for doing bumbleclad spiritual classes on their reading. Even if the information is helpful, it's still like, hello, I'm supposed to be at work. Don't you know I'm stealing time to listen to this? Yes, yes, Virgo, I do. I apologize. I'll get right to it. Yeah, I know you appreciate it, but I'm gonna stop now. Let's see what God did with these motherfuckers. Okay, what we got? Ooh, we got loss of voice. God is like, yeah, I'm gonna shut them up for you. Since they don't know how to talk the truth, how about I just shut them the hell up? Telling you one bag of lies and shit. Let's see. Okay. So what God did to them, God made them lose their rights. They now have no access to you. They don't have no power over you like they used to. They can't talk into your life or talk into your ear and get you to just believe them just like that. So even if these people had authority over you, like if they were your superiors or something, it's like, I don't give a fuck if you are my superior. You just a lying motherfucker, and I don't really like that. You're fucking confusing me, and you're not making my life better off. You're making my life worse off. So I have a right to defend myself. Okay? Yeah. And then we have loss of hearing. So now you won't even talk to them. So if you even find out the information, they're not gonna know what you know. So not only do you not believe what they're saying now, they don't have no access to move you this way or that way. They also not gonna know what you know. You're holding back, so that hurt them more than anything else, because they're depending on you, or they're depending on your misjudgment. They're depending on the role that you are being called to play in this uh this movie or this play, this skit, whatever this is, this setup. They were dependent on the role. They were dependent on you believing what they were saying, and they were equally dependent on you acting accordingly to how they predicted you would act in such a scenario. So because you know that there's false information being given to you, you basically cut yourself off from them. Even if you haven't let them know straight up that you've cut yourself off from them, you have cut yourself off from them. And it's like, I'm gonna do my own investigation. I'm gonna find out what I need to find out for myself, and I'm not gonna tell you. And what you expect me to do, you're gonna be disappointed. So your scheme, whatever you were trying to do and wanted to just wrap me up in it without letting me know that I'm supposed to be playing XYZ part, it's gonna fall apart because why are you playing me? Ooh, and at the bottom of the deck we got loss of bowel control. So this is a serious situation. This whatever this is like this could involve like jail time. This could involve like some seriously bad karma for you. This could gain you enemies. Your life basically is in danger in this situation. Whatever they're doing is a very serious thing that you're involved in, and it's like it could get you fucked up. Loss of bowel control, that's the more serious card than the loss of bladder control. Peeing on yourself is a lot less offensive than shitting on yourself. Okay? So, loss of bowel control, so you break. They won't control the shit that's coming out of them, so you just break it off with them. And that causes them an obstruction in whatever they were trying to do. So that's their punishment. See, now they have no vision. They can't see and they can't hear. Loss of vision and loss of hearing. So they don't know. Yeah, there's just a hole. It's like they expected you to fulfill a certain part of this mission and you're not gonna be there anymore. So everything just stops. Loss of digestion. If you eat your food and it's not being digested, the nutrition won't go to the blood the way how it's supposed to. It's just gonna sit in your stomach, and that's a very bad thing because if it doesn't get dealt with, it will just turn into what's that thing called, like inflammation. It will start disintegrating and fermenting in your stomach, and that'll be very bad. Yeah, that'll be very bad. Loss of beauty. So everything's just getting fucked up. Yeah, fungal infection. So that's their punishment. They tried to lie to you, they tried to mislead you, Virgo male, and you were like, okay, since that's how you want to play, I have a game of my own. Yeah. So you were more important to this mission than they led you to believe. And they wanted to get you involved based on lies and stuff. So they don't care what the fuck happened to you. They just want to use you like you're bait or something. Without your permission. Because ain't nothing wrong with being bait. But can I know that I'm being bait? Can I know what I'm getting involved in, please? All right, let's do one more. So Gemini female. So Aquarius female, we won't be doing yours right now. Maybe I'll do it later today. But it's been over 1 hour. We're gonna do Gemini female at this time. Let's see how you were offended and what God did on your behalf to bring you justice in this situation. Gemini female. But I feel like a different deck is calling. Gemini female. You're right. And what's the karma, please? I've been led to my handy dandy deck, handy dandy personal deck, but let's not freak out because I'm tired of hearing the story too. But God could be using it to give a different story. All right, so how, and this is the deck to describe how they offended you, Gemini female. How they offended you, or what What can God tell us about the offense against you? Okay, let's see who's at the end of at the bottom of the deck after all of that. Upside down, upside down, upside down. Turn them around. Lord of mercy. Some of them upside down and some of them. Anyway, we got Jenny B, Jennifer Brown at the bottom of the deck. So JB, she was a friend of mine. Well, she was a client turned friend. Well, I considered her a friend. I'm not sure what she thought of me. She wasn't the most polished woman. She was quite rough around the edges. Most people wouldn't look at her and see her. She's the type of person that people would look down on. But me being who I am, I look at people for their personalities, not their physical. Because she was a bit loud. She's Jamaican. She was a bit loud. You know, she's the type of person that people would kind of, like I said, look down on. But to me, it's like, so what if she's loud? Maybe the world need a little bit of injection of some loudness sometimes. Y'all are boring. Jennifer Brown is not boring. She's a great dresser, but I feel like she been through she went through her life being the type of person that people would like to keep down because she's very talented. One thing with Jennifer Brown, if Jennifer Brown was to take her musical career serious, Jennifer was supposed to be a superstar. That's my personal opinion. What does all that have to do with your reading? I'm not sure. But the basis of who the character is, maybe you know somebody like this in your life, Gemini, is like somebody who is not really polished, but she's nice. Jennifer was actually a nice person to me until we got to the end where she did some stupid shit. I was on my period, and it's like she and her man were in some kind of drama or some shit, and she was trying to say like I'm taking her man's side or whatever it is. But according to the argument that I heard, it sounded like Jennifer Brown was in the wrong. So fuck, if you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. But anyway, I think she must have pulled a knife on me. She did something very disrespectful to me. And I left her house on that day and I never went back. Because it's like, I don't fuck with nobody when I'm on my period. And I leave my house to come to you. Said that you were kind of distraught and you had it with your man, and I come to your house, you bring balance to your situation and you want to turn me into a fucking victim. So I stopped being friends with her from that point. But yeah, so it's like she's underrated. I would say as a person, Jennifer Brown is underrated. They don't give her the credit that she deserves, and she knows this, and she has a kind of resentment in her because of it, rightfully so. But we live in a very unfair world. They determine who they want to be the winners, who they want to be seen, who they want. It's not about your talent anymore. It's about if your face fit the description, if your personality fit the description, if do you tick their boxes. It's not about being original and just being your own person anymore. But I think she was supposed to be a superstar. That's my personal opinion. She's too talented to not. But seeing what happened to me and my gifts, I see how the world or that industry is built, the system of that industry is built, and I get why she was looked over or pushed aside just as I was. She didn't have the look and the persona. She wasn't polished enough. So let's check this. I feel heavy like that as well. Okay, let's check this one. Okay, so they're meant to be in the upright. So the cards that came out, Gemini, we got the United Kingdom government, so the UK government. And we got another man I know, and that came out with silence. So it would be another man you know. So the United States, the United Kingdom government, so they did something to you concerning the United Kingdom government. And another man you know. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Ian Buffon Sr. So in my story, this is one of the people who fooled who told lies on me, who bore false witness against me to the United States government, saying that I am some kind of a spy or some kind of something that made me a worthy candidate to be on the wanted list, the US criminal list. Okay, the US list of wanted criminals. This person did that to me. This is one of the people, Ian Buffon Sr. So relate this to the people in your story. So let's see. And then we got the government where I come from. He works for this government as well. And that's followed by the factory. That's where it was all made. Whatever this is that was done against you, this is where it stemmed from. Okay? So it stemmed from your government and a member of, well, a citizen of your country. Okay? That's where whatever it is that happened to you was manufactured, the factory. That's where it was made. That's where it began. Now we got Nicole Green coming in. This is one of my sisters, not blood related, but I was grown to believe that she was my blood related sister. So whoever this is concerning could be concerning one of your relatives. This is my eldest sister. No, well, on my mother's side. So it could be a sister that's older than you. And then we have the real Justice League coming in next. So justice is coming in for you. And then we got Emperor Haile Selassie. So in relation to your story, that would be somebody with a lot of power. And then we have Cardon. In my story, this is a cousin of mine. So this could involve a cousin of yours. And this is a business associate of mine. And this is a cousin of mine who was revealed to be on the good side. I feel 2 more cards. And this is another cousin of mine who is on the bad side. And then we have the Messiah coming in. So another powerful person in the story. So what I'm seeing going on here is, and then another powerful person coming in there. So my Godhead is these three: the Emperor Haile Selassie, Marcus the Messiah Garvey, and Emmanuel Charles Edwards. That's the Trinity for me. Okay, so these are very important people in the story. So let's break this down to see how this fits with your story. Okay, so we have a government. Okay, what the issue is. So who was at the bottom of the deck again? We had I can't remember. Oh, Jennifer Brown. So somebody who was being highly underrated. Okay, so there's a person in your midst who is being highly underrated. That's the person who is the subject matter here. So this isn't even about you. It's about somebody else. Or maybe you're the person who's being highly underrated. Take the story as it resonates, right? So anyway, we got a government and somebody else, another man, okay? And then the green card, which is a silent card. But when I said green card just now, it made me, it gave me a vibe like authority. You have the authority to be here. Okay, so there's this is concerning a government, several governments, and a man who has authority to be, but authority to be where? In the government, or authority to be around you, or what? I don't know. You fit the story. But there's a government and there's a man with authority to be here. To be here. Okay? The underlying issue is somebody started a rumor with another government. Okay? The factory. It started with a person and they used the government to do it. And then we have family members coming in. So we have one family member, a sister, coming in. And then that's followed by the Real Justice League. So the ones who, aka God then, God and its delegates, okay, the Real Justice League. And that's where Emperor Haile Selassie, because like I told you, that's one of my trinity. But then we got Cardon, a cousin of mine. So the Real Justice League, then a very important person, a VIP of the good kind. So it's like, okay, so the factory, whatever this is, the factory is what is the main highlight here. This other information is to let you know that the Justice League has enclosed them. Okay, they're surrounded. It's like good and bad is mixed up here. The good people and the bad people are all mixed up here in the underlying issue. So it's like hard to see who to trust in this situation. That's what I'm getting here. Okay, but they manufactured something against you. So it's like telling lies against you. And it involves, it could be the United Kingdom government, or it could be another government that you are associated with. I only have a United Kingdom, a Montserrat government, and a United States government card in this deck, because like I said, it's my personal deck. But if you're not affiliated with any of those governments, then fit the Montserrat government, that's my own personal government. That's where I come from. The United States government, that's where I'm residing now. So if you're not in the country that you're residing now, it's like they manufactured from your country, the people in your country, they manufactured some kind of story about you that is affecting where you're at right now. Okay, so your own government contacted, based on information given by this person, this agent, this liar, that's a bad guy. So this person gave information to your government, and your government related to the government where you reside right now. Okay, got that? Right. And there's another man that you know who is, he has the right to be there. I don't know what that means to you. I know you're going to know what that means to your story. Okay? But the underlying issue is they started this, whatever problem they started with you, and now they use your family, a sister of yours, to do so. So this is not my story, this is your story. I'm just using the characters, how they relate to me, to relate to your story. So they use a sister of yours to help solidify the lie. That's why after factory comes the sister. So it's like this agent said something to your government, manufacturing the lie or the story or whatever, and then it was confirmed by a sister of yours. She is a liar too. And then that's why the Justice League has stepped in to help you get fairness back in your life. Okay? Right. So let's see what God did to them. Let's see how God punished them to bring you this justice. Look right at the bottom of this deck. Liar! Yeah, that secret agent and your government, they lied against you. So let's see what God did to them. After this, we're gonna end the live. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry that my readings take so long sometimes, but when you're being targeted by some of the most powerful magicians in the world, if not the most powerful magicians in the world, on the bad side anyway, because if they were working for God, they wouldn't be working against me. So they're the most powerful on that side of the fence. Then, yeah, we need to take special security measures to make sure that we bring you the most accurate information as it pertains to your situation. So thank y'all for your patience and your understanding. God is like, yep, it's justified. Yeah, it's necessary. Let's see, there's some. Ooh, we got the pretenders. It's justified because the pretenders are behind the scenes acting like they don't do magic. They're not there. But they're excellent. They're excellent and we're excellent. Shit. Justified pretender. So God be carrying me down to the seaside, up to the hills, over the valley, and up in the plain, and we stayed into the moon before I could get to the reading. So God has to throw them off as well. I don't know how they do it, but just know that there's some brilliant people, very talented, gifted people in the earth. We tend to measure people by our own yardstick. But no, some people are much more intelligent than we are. Remember that. Some people are much more gifted than we are. Let's remember that. Let's practice to stop measuring other people by our yardstick. It's not a good idea. It's a natural thing to do, but it's misleading and an insult. And sometimes you even give people more credit than they deserve because you think that everybody's brilliant like you. No, they're dumber people than you, but they're also smarter people than you. Let's see what God did to these fools. Liar tongues. So they got you in problems with the government of the country that you currently reside in, or government of a country that you used to reside in any trouble, they got you in trouble. It may not even be an actual government. It could just be somebody of like somebody in control, somebody with authority. So it's like one authority lied to another authority about you, got you in trouble, and a family member, a sister, okayed the lie. And why would they not believe your sister? It's your sister. Who would know you better than your sister? You see? So they use your own family member to help solidify the lie. And your sister went along with it. This could be your actual blood sister. This could be a sister by marriage. This could be just some close friend to you, whoever the sister energy is in your life. Take the message as it resonates, Gemini. But somebody close to you, because who better to tell lies on you than people who are closest to you? Their lies are more believable than people who are not. That's just life. I was trying to ask for a speedy check for you, Gemini, but God was like, nah. So you have to take a slow boat to China. It's better to have an accurate message than a quick one. We have to take the slow boat to China. It's better to have an accurate message than a quick one. I'm sorry. Yeah, the caution card was flipped over like, yeah, it's better to have an accurate message than a quick one. We've got to take the slow boat to China. It's better to have an accurate message than a quick one. We've got to take the slow boat to China. It's better to have an accurate message than a quick one. We've got to take the slow boat to China. It's better to have an accurate message than a quick one. Would you prefer an inaccurate quick message or an accurate slow message? If you said you want an inaccurate quick message, you should leave now. Because that just don't make no sense at all. It's like, why are you here for me to lie to you? You can't lie to yourself. Would you rather an accurate message or a quick one? Lord of mercy. Not that way. Bam, bam, bam. You couldn't tell me I'm doing the thing wrong. Yes, I know. It's my responsibility. And that's why I'm gonna do what I have to do, the way I have to do it to get you the most accurate message. See how God did that there? Would you rather an accurate message or a quick one? That's how God speaks. Did you see did you see the mix up that happened there just now? So that just solidified my little song, my little musical. You almost got an inaccurate message. I was packing the cards the wrong way around. Alright. At the bottom of the deck, ooh, we got regret. Yeah, they're sorry now. Gemini, they're sorry that they tried it with you. Ah! Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, man, they're regretting never testing you. They saw you as a lamb to the slaughter. They thought you'd be an easy target. They didn't know whose you were or whose you are. You're like, I'm God's child. What do you mean? I'm God's daughter. This is in the reverse. Let's check it before we continue. Okay, so it's meant to be in the reverse. Okay, so we got growing up in the reverse. And we got exalted in the reverse. So in a nutshell, God made them look stupid. Okay? Before everybody who sees them and knows of whatever it is that they're doing behind the scenes, God basically crumbled their little shenanigans. So to grow up in the reverse mean you're going backward. It's either you stop growing or you're actually getting smaller where you thought you'd be getting bigger. And exalted in the reverse, to exalt someone is to praise them, to lift them up high, to give them credit and make them feel good, like put them on a pedestal. Instead, they're being casted down. So God embarrassed them basically, Made them look like the liars and the nobodies that they actually are. Let's see what's happening on the underlying issue here. Yeah. So they messed with you and they got the shitty end of the stick. Now they have regrets. They regret pretending. Ain't that something? They regret pretending, lying about you. Huh. Because they were trying to be an ass kisser to the government. So it's like they were trying to make themselves look important to important people. And they just made themselves look a right fool. They lied. They just look desperate and stupid. They look like fleas. So yeah, they were ass kissers. They were seeking attention from the government, and then it just all went to a waste. So they did all of this to get the attention of important government people. So they threw you under the bus just to get the attention of important government people. That's why they did whatever they did to you. That's why they lied on you and put you in trouble with the whole government. So we got slutty. Slutty is somebody who does something a lot. In this case, it's not about sex. It's about a lot of lies. A lot of lies were told on you. The loner. We got justified because they were in competition with you. Racist. So they told a lot of lies with you because you're on your own and they were in competition with you. Let's read on. We got aware and confused. Respectable. So you are a respectable person and they wanted you to not be seen as such. People see you as a respectable person. So in order to confuse them, they told a whole bunch of lies on you to basically damage your reputation. So whoever you are very powerful for real, for real. People see you in a positive light. They respect you and you are exalted. And because they wanted to be exalted and they didn't like the fact that you were being exalted, they decided to try and tarnish your reputation in the eyes of governments or people with authority so that they could then be lifted up and you could then be casted down. And basically, this is a backfire. What they wanted for you is what they got themselves. That's what God did for you as karma. So that means the truth of who you are is seen. So now the liars are being exposed for the liars that they are. Let's read on. I want to see more. So the people are aware, so they tried to confuse your respectability. And we got drama queen or drama king or both. And we got stylish. Their style is to appear amiable, but they're actually haters. Trying to work on people's mind. Therapist and competing. So they show themselves as though they are nice. They show themselves as though they might even be kind to you, but behind the scenes, you don't know what horrible thing this person or these people have been doing to you, because it's like you were on the rise. Wherever you are, wherever you come from, you are held in high honor. And the people, they look to you, they trust in you, they admire you. And that is just jealousy, really. It's jealousy and a lack of self-confidence, envy. So they decided in order to build up their throne, they have to rip down you from your throne. Yeah, competing and warmonger. Wow. Yeah. And then we have silence. So yeah. So take pleasure in knowing that you got it going on and keep doing whatever you've been doing. Being honest, being an upstanding citizen, being someone worthy of admiration. It pisses them off. So don't let them upset you. Don't let them make you behave in any way that you you don't want to. Okay, don't argue with nobody because they pulled it out of you. You argue with them because you got something to tell them. Okay, yeah, be in full control of your emotions all the time, as much as you can anyway. Okay, and don't regret when you pop out with something because it was just meant to be. And stay prayed up. Okay, but in any case, you've been exonerated. Okay, the people in authority, they know who the fake and who the real is now. So you've just been exalted even more. So whereas you were only known in your local community, now you are known and seen by people of quite high authority, maybe even governments, if this is actually relating to a government. So now even the government know of your brilliance. And thanks to these people who tried to hide your brilliance. Can you imagine? So maybe God wanted you to be seen by these people of high power. And God just used them to do it. And they thought that they had this brilliant plan to tarnish your character in the eyes of these very high or powerful people. Okay. And it just turns out to be the step that you stepped on to get noticed by them. So whatever you got going on, you are worthy of being noticed by people in these realms, these higher realms of society. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep being great because it's pissing them off. And like I said, stay prayed up because then they're obviously not gonna like the fact that now they're seen as the idiots that they are. Okay, and of course they're not gonna see it as their fault. It's gonna be your fault, Gemini. It's your fault that they're seen as liars. Okay, it's all your fault. Everything is your fault. Even when it's not your fault, Gemini, it's still your fault. Okay, okay. Once you understand that it's always your fault, it's never their fault. No, no, it's never their fault. They don't have to take control of their own emotions and their own actions. No, because you shouldn't be that brilliant. If you weren't that brilliant, then they wouldn't be that upset. Okay, and they wouldn't try to then bring you down. And then whatever happened, and God revealed the truth, and now they just look like the lowly fucking belly crawlers that they are. They look like the snakes that they are. Okay? And it's your fault, Gemini, because you're just too good. And they just can't stand it. Just for the record, you haters, it's not Gemini's fault. Let's be real. Okay? If you want to be admired, you need to do something that is worth admiring. You should try that. Thank you for watching. Until next time, my darlings. Bye-bye.